Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Deeply Renegade podcast. My name is Molly, also known as the Deeply Renegade, and I'd like to welcome you guys to episode 426. Today is Saturday, September 24th, 2022, and I'm glad you could join me today. It doesn't really feel like fall. But that is, or whatever. The sun setting earlier feels like fall, and that's about it. Would it be? And also, would it be? Baby it's snapping, so I'm like, get my second coffee, get the podcast in. But because of the last minute nature of this particular nap, I am in the middle of everything. Well, I suppose I'd have to actually be applying to be in the middle. But, whatever, such is life. So I decided to start this row last night, and I did not finish this row. It would have been very lovely had my evil plan actually come to be, but here we are. So it is going to be, it's going to be a potluck in Berkeley weekend tomorrow, so that is exciting. Which means that today I have to get stuff done. So I have to cook my big meal of the week, prepare for other such nonsense, that sort of thing. So that is the story there. And for the most part, my brioche shawl is what has gotten most of the love these past 2 weeks. Like in some ways it doesn't feel like I've gone very far, in other ways you're like, yeah, that's true. So I am working the whatever. I'm in the middle. But it's definitely getting pretty big at this point, so you can see the center spine here, so that's it at its most deep. Here, we'll try this instead. It's only slightly dangerous. So it's not too crazy. So definitely coming together. Definitely have a pretty sizable portion of the ushi sushi pattern. So that is a chart that I had picked up in Nancy Marchant's Knitting Fresh Brioche as the next stage of my shawl design. So I had a pattern of beads for a while, and then the transition was actually quite beautiful into the ushi sushi. I'm still doing sort of more of like a crescent type shape, where I have increases on every right side row for the edges, and less frequently in the center. So this is resulting in just like a slight point, not like a pointy point. And because I have like everything that I need for this, aside from the occasional yarn burr popping out, it's just very easy grab and go project because of that. So I did end up discovering, possibly through the we're doing like a spin 15 a day photo challenge, and I figured out that the The llama silk fiber is actually from Greenwood Fiberworks. And then the brightly colored fiber is the Hipstrings 2021 Base 12 Spin Along. So, not too crazy there. So we're definitely sort of in a section now in which we've actually had this color combination before in the shawl. So it was just luck of the draw, what colors ended up on each other, and for whatever reason, this light blue ended up colliding with this gray twice in applying of it. I spun it, or would it be, what I ended up doing when I spun it was I spun one ply of the yarn in the order that the fiber came in, and then I spun the other ply of yarn with by rolling the die. So I mixed up what I was doing. And I think there's only like 2 sections in which the same color ended up on itself, and one of those was because the length I had between one part and the other part was a little bit off. But yeah, so just a little, there was just a little bit of the black that ended up applying on itself. And maybe there are other places where there's just like a very, very small amount of that, but I think those are the only 2. So whole yarn is barber pulled, but there definitely seem to be, or it'd be the case where sort of the overall impression is, it would be, I think the brighter colors end up shining through sort of in the overall impression of the color. So that is the story there. Would this actually be a design? Who knows? It's definitely my own thing right now. But it is turning out pretty cool looking. And then let's see, do we have somewhere around here is, yeah. So if we pull out the center spine, maybe, where are you, center spine? It's like, whoa, where are we moving here? Like, I'm trying to think about whether or not it's like, yeah, it's sort of subtle. Oh, I keep going that way. What are we doing? And so, should be good. It's like, right? It's like, confusion. Yeah, so the center spine does certainly look a little bit different. It's the turning point where I'm going from one thing to another. I'm getting like so confused by the mirroring. So I don't have a full repeat all the time. Or would it be, or it takes a while for like a full repeat to come together. So that is fine. It comes a little bit more quickly on the edges. So not like a ton to talk about on this one. but it's like trying to figure out the right way of showing. Oh, whatever. I tried. So it's like definitely using up this yarn for sure. Because I'm now getting into the stage of lace with rather frequent yarn parts. And when I reach the end of this, I will need to make a choice about how I am ending this shawl, because I still have quite a bit of this yarn to go. Would it be so the outside of this is purple dyed with blue, but you'll just have to take my word on that. And then I have like a pink with a magenta, and we're almost to a magenta and green section, which will be sort of fun. So it's not like there's too much more to go, but it definitely looks like it's a lot. But I will have to make some choices because early, so I'm gonna run out of my contrast color, but I'm not gonna stop the shawl there. The question is whether or not I just continue working in the pattern that I have been working, or if I end up switching the pattern when I reach the end of this one. Or something else. I guess that is the inconvenient thing about the design aspect of this, is that it's not like I'm using typical stuff. I have my 600 yard skein and my, I think, 1,000 yard skein. that might just be rough numbers, but it was like 600 yards and I'm like fingering. Whatever. I guess technically speaking, the 6-ounce guy is also probably in that ambiguous zone between lace and light fingering. On that, like, slightly thicker than usual. But whatever, such is life. So this project is also in the middle of a row as well, and in fact it's in the middle of a bead row, which is I don't know, not like I'm super duper far on the bead row, but it's still a bead row. In fact, I am apparently about ready to place another bead. Like, there was a good stopping point on this, and I did not take it. So this is my Scheherazade that I am knitting out of Yarn Place Gentle, which is a cobweb weight merino cashmere blend. And this is the last of my beads. I think I'll be able to do 1 or 2 more rows. Excuse me. I'll be able to do 1 or 2 more rows before my luck runs out. Which is entertaining that I was contemplating ordering more beads before SSK so that I could finish. And she left. It's okay. So the bead row is fairly tedious. I don't have a ton of markers in this project either. And because the bead row is sort of tedious, like, or would it be, it's sort of the case where it would be ideal if, I could finish one in a sitting, but I think, or would it be, we're sort of at the point now where it's like, I want to say like 60 some bead placements per row at this stage in the game. And basically, like, this is the whole cadence of the project in which I am, whatever, getting the bead on, executing the six stitch repeat. Pausing for a moment and then placing the bead. So the cadence of this row is much more slow. In sort of a more mobile setting like this, where I don't know, I could totally put the tube of beads open on my computer stand, but it's okay. But like, that's coming along. So, but like, it's not a super fast process. So this is, I ended up dyeing this yarn green, and then I cake dyed it blue, so it has sort of an ombre effect, where it has this very deep teal on this end. And then we have these bright blue cobalt beads, which is lovely. And no, I haven't ordered more beads. And it's quite possible that I might have messed up the calculations, so which I suppose bears a little bit more explanation. So there reaches a point in the shawl where you stop doing the increases on the edges. And I interpreted that to the stitch count remains the same. But in the process of calculating how many beads I would need, like the stitch count for pattern repeat is not staying the same. So in the border chart, like, it goes from being like a 6 stitch repeat to like a 10 stitch repeat. And the repeat remains the same, and it was sort of hard to tell because of the interesting charting styles that Anna Victoria was using. So her blacked out stitches are clear box. And that was part of what made it I don't know. So I could just order twice as many beads as I had initially ordered. So I ordered 3 tubes. I could just order 6 more tubes and call it a day. And I will have lots of extra blue beads, but I'm sure I'm sure it's not too hard for me to find a use for those. But yeah. So then that brings up the question of do I need to sit down and make a new sheet which better encompasses which whatever better tracks how the stitch count is changing, because like I have like a very detailed line by line thing for this part of the pattern, and then its sister part of the pattern, which is sort of the two transition repeats before we get into proper border chart. And those transition repeats, I believe, are basically just like knitting over that center spine. Yeah, because you stop having sort of the pointy end there, but I think the stitch count's still growing a little bit, and that's whatever, making life slightly more challenging for me. Oh, so and I suppose it's the case where I also don't quite feel like tearing it up in order to make it work. But that might be where we're at on this. So let's see. I'm trying to remember where I left off in my spinning discussion last time. Like, I'm pretty sure that these were done, and this has been done for a while now. I was talking about my plans of applying this. Oh, I don't even know why I put that down. I'm talking about applying this with this, and maybe I hadn't started spinning this yet. But I did manage to finish spinning it last night, so I haven't been spending a lot of time spinning lately, but pretty much one session of spinning got me to the end of this. And so this is a superfine merino with mulberry from Hip Strings. This is a sample from our Fibers P dating class. And what would it be? Like, I think it'll be an interesting combination of stuff. This is superfine merino and camel. And then the evil plan. I can't even see it. The evil plan is to take that and then my special Kiviot yarn and do a version of Pretty Thing. Do I wear a lot of cowls? No. But whatever. I have but maybe it's just a case where I'll have to decide when I'm done, because it's like, because I'm pretty sure I have like 300 yards in like 20 grams. So maybe this is not spun finely enough to combine with that. But in which case, whatever. And then I was talking last time about taking 3 of the samples and then making a 3-ply with them because they're all sort of similar and consistent with each other. Like so. I know. I have like a 4th one too. But that one may not be a special blend of any sort. I don't remember. I do have the secret decoder ring. But I think that this would be fun. I also thought this one could be really cool with the silk, but so this one has like a little bit of purple to it. The center one has some tweed, and then the top one has some like white silk running through it. I think this is the Superfine Merino and Tussa. This is South American wool with tweed, a little tweed nets in it. And this one is a Targhee bamboo silk. So not that I'm normally like on the gray side of things. And this one that I just finished spinning the sails for is the 6th one, so I'm sort of like at the halfway point. Okay, whatever. So I think the rest of them will just chain fly. Just like pull out the secret decoder ring. Oops, lost the secret decoder ring. Alright. So this is Polworth Tussa Flax. It's undyed. This one is the Herbury blend, so this is the BFL, Shetland, and Manx. This guy is the Dorset and Bio-Nylon, and so these are the first 3 that I ended up spinning in the group, and then we've got the final 3. So, Merino Silk, Superfine, Merino and Silk. Oh, that one we already did. Targhee Bamboo Silk and the South American. So, like, I think they go together. It'll be fine. So, should be fun. Getting there very slowly. Still distracted. Don't know when that distraction will really end. So slow going, but hopefully next time I can. Next time it seems pretty reasonable that I will have at least a 1-ounce sample finished. And I think some of that just really depends on where to be. Some of this just sort of depends on how I'm spending my time, that sort of thing. So, yeah, I am going to be, and probably at some point I actually need to make a decision, but it is the case where there is a fiber festival happening, not this weekend, but I think next weekend, which is Lambtown. So it is a it's on the sheepy spectrum of fiber. Like volunteer run, so very similar to DFW, which would be is going on this weekend. But I need to make a choice soon because they have a charter bus that will take you down, and they give you like a little goodie bag, and that seems very pleasant to not need to drive. So spend the day and then get driven back up in the evening. So I'm not sure about that one because would it be? It feels like what would it be? The knitting and spending time is a bit out of whack at the moment, but whatever. It's been really nice when I sat down to do it, so I probably should do it more. Yeah. And what would it be? Just like going through my mental to-do list, but we don't need to share that. It's what would it be? Not too complicated, but not relevant to our discussion. So that is the state of things. What would it be? I just have to, I'm just laughing about the fact that it's taking so long to get back to my sweater spin, but whatever. I might be putting myself into a challenging situation if I I'll be putting myself into a challenging situation of finishing my spin the bin in time. Now that we're close to the end of September. So there's that. I might need to have some more focused spending time. In order to achieve that goal. But I probably need to finish this row and aesthetically lay this out as flat as I can because I've been taking lots of photos of it for the Spin 15 a day photo challenge. But I don't know whether or not I've really gotten a good photo of the center spine of this. And I do really think that needs to happen. It's like I need to see. And like I'm so close. So there's that. Okay. So that's sort of the state of things there is undecided on going to a fiber festival. There may be some podcast descriptions in October. We'll have to figure out what's going on there. Or would it be like it became far more complicated than I expected. those disruptions are really happening in November. Outlook unclear. So let it be, and then sort of looking towards the end of the year. I don't know why it is that fall is making me think of winter, but let it be. You just need to savor the now, right? Okay, so with that, I hope you guys have a lovely week, and I look forward to talking to you guys soon. So take care, guys. Bye bye.